Today we are making surprise inside Memorial Day cupcakes. So let's get started. So for the cupcake batter, which is arguably the coolest part of this recipe, we are going to start with some butter. Pop it in a bowl. I love how that just flew off. We're gonna pour some sugar on top. And next we're gonna add some eggs, one at a time. Okay, then on top of this, I'm going to add some vanilla extract, and you want to make sure you're using pure vanilla extract. It's a little bit more expensive, but the flavor is so much better. Like, it is worth the price. And this is optional, but I'm gonna get some coconut extract, and I'm just gonna add like a teaspoon or so. I love the combination of vanilla and coconut, but if you don't, just leave it out. It's totally fine. So that is the wet ingredients. Now we're going to mix together the dry. Into the flour, I am going to add some baking soda and salt, and then just mix that in until it's like roughly combined. And then I'm adding half of this to the wet mixture, mixing it in. And I have some vanilla yogurt. You can use sour cream, you can use milk, whatever you like. You could even try using vanilla pudding, which is like the trendy thing right now in my world. And now let's add the rest of the flour. And there we go. You can like smell it. It smells so good. So I'm gonna take 1 cup of the dough and put it into a small bowl. And then I'm gonna divide the rest of the dough in half and put it into 2 larger bowls. We're leaving one white and we're gonna dye the other one red. I recommend the crimson red food coloring from Wilton instead of their regular red. Like, look at how red that is. And then for the smaller bowl, let's dye it blue. So you don't need a lot of blue. Blue always goes such a long way. It's always like the scariest of the food colorings because you can go overboard so easily. Now I have some sprinkles. So these are little white snowflake sprinkles. And I am going to just pour these directly into the blue. I want this to be as accurate as possible. So like, this is for the stars. When you bite into it, I imagine you will see flecks of white, and that is the goal. Okay, so I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of red batter, spread that onto the base, and you wanna make sure you spread it to like the walls of the cupcake liner. And then I'm gonna add a tablespoon of white, and then another tablespoon of red. And now then you're gonna fill half of the remaining space with the blue batter. And so this is thick enough to like stay in its place, which is great. And so then on the other side, you're gonna fill it in with white. So like half a circle of white and then 1 spoonful of red. And that is what you're gonna do for all the cupcakes. And I actually have a cake version of this that you slice inside and you see the flag too. It's so cool and it's not that hard. So I'll link it in the cards and down below. Okay, so while the cupcakes are cooling, we are going to get the buttercream together. So I have my vanilla buttercream here. I will link the recipe in the cards if you would like this recipe. And I'm gonna divide it into 3 bowls. So I'm just gonna put some in these 2 bowls and then keep the rest in the main bowl. And we're going to dye it blue and red. Okay, now I have a piping bag and I have fitted it with a large star-shaped piping tip. We are going to take 1 color of buttercream at a time and spread it into just a third of the bag. So it should look like that. As I was setting up to film, a headboard that I have not put up yet and was stupidly leaning in against the wall, it is solid wood, fell on my ankle. So if my energy is slightly lower than the last scene, that is why. Okay, and it should look like that, and let's get decorating. Okay, so the cupcakes are fully cooled, and look, you can even like see through the liner, the little blue rectangle. Like, it worked, it worked. Thank God. Oh my gosh. I have the piping bag and I have piped it until all 3 colors are coming out at the end. You wanna do that so that you don't have like a wasted cupcake that only has like 2 colors. We're gonna start from the outside of the cupcake, working inwards. So just squeeze and swirl. Then of course we need some sprinkles. Guys, it's time to slice into it. So when you are slicing or when you are instructing your friends or family to bite into them, you wanna make sure that they're holding it at the right part. And I love that you can actually see where the blue is, because otherwise you'd have to like mark it in advance. We're not doing that. So we've got a knife, let's do this. Maybe loosen it. Oh my God. Even as we're loosening the wrapper, you can see it. I cannot believe this worked. Okay, and the moment of truth. All right, are we ready? Are you ready? Treacle. I'm gonna try like the offcut. I mean, it's so good. Of course it's good. That is so cool, and it wasn't that hard. I will link the vanilla recipe down below, and I will link the cake version of this here so that you can check that out and you can go all out. Anyways, I love you all so much for watching, and I will see you on Saturday for a new video.